Let's get to the news. The Secret Service on Saturday detained a person who allegedly tried to climb a temporary fence near the White House. Said the officer, "Sir, wait, you still have 35 days left." In his speech at the DNC holiday reception last night, President Biden said he is leaving the country, quote, in a better place than 4 years ago. But he may have meant it the way you say your grandpa is in a better place after he dies. May have, or a different meaning. ABC News has agreed to pay $15 million to settle a defamation lawsuit brought by President-elect Trump that will go toward his future presidential library. Library. That's just how some people say it. That's right. ABC News has agreed to pay $15 million to settle a defamation lawsuit brought by President-elect Trump. But he did offer them an alternative. But only young girls. I'm old. I like that. I'm old. I think, let me make a pitch. I'm old. Former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz over the weekend attended the New York Young Republican Club's annual winter gala and immediately left in a huff. 25 isn't young! In a new interview, Utah Senator Mitt Romney said he doesn't think history will, quote, remember Mitt Romney. Oh, come on, man. How could history ever forget about Mitch... Cromwell? Apple CEO Tim Cook reportedly visited Mar-a-Lago on Friday and had dinner with President-elect Trump. And in a huge compliment to Cook, Trump spent the whole dinner checking his iPhone. Siri, who is this? President-elect Trump has announced that he will appoint former Congressman and Trump Media CEO Devin Nunes to the chairman of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board. This dope looks like he has to set an alarm to remind him to blink. Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has reportedly been spotted working out at a New York City Equinox gym in tight jeans and hiking boots, and employees say they're getting awfully tired of fishing him out of the pool. Firefighters in Massachusetts recently rescued a man who got stuck in a chimney while running away from the cops. He was charged with 2 billion counts of breaking and entering. We finally got you, you fat... I don't know. I feel like that's right. Boston College. Game's up, Al! The food company Post has announced it's launching a new Oreo-themed cereal, which features crunchy and chocolatey puffs with mini marshmallows. Oh, cool. That sounds awesome, said dentists. And finally, the annual SantaCon bar crawl was held over the weekend in New York City, and then the hangovers were held in New Jersey and Staten Island. According to a new report, Vice President Kamala Harris believes that if she runs for president again in 2028, she would face a competitive Democratic primary process, not to mention an awkward one. Yeah, we're going to run it back. Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has reportedly been spotted working out at a New York City Equinox gym in tight jeans and hiking boots. And if you think that's weird, wait until you hear every single other thing about him. In a post on Truth Social, President-elect Trump said last week that he wants to end daylight savings time, while his advisor, Stephen Miller, just wants to end daylight. It burns! According to a new survey, 83% of Republicans support Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s proposal to mandate nutrition education in federally funded schools, a revolutionary idea that they can't believe no one thought of before. I didn't like it when she did it. In the same survey, 74% of Americans said they support Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s proposal to ban certain food additives, including food dyes. So get psyched, kids, for the newest flavor of Jolly Ranchers, plain. A Jason Kelsey lookalike contest was held over the weekend in Philadelphia, and I can only assume it ended in a 40,000-way tie. I can't believe I didn't win it outright. A Massachusetts man was arrested for drug possession after he was allegedly found hiding in a chimney by the police, but he swears drugs was just what everyone in Massachusetts asked for. Stanley has issued a recall for 2.6 million steel travel mugs due to safety issues. Please respect our privacy during this time, said white women on Instagram. And finally, authorities in New Zealand recently arrested a Canadian woman after they allegedly found $2 million worth of meth in her suitcase. Police became suspicious when she swam there. President Biden yesterday publicly addressed the recent uptick in drone sightings and said, quote, "We're following this closely, but so far, no sense of danger." Well, no offense, but you haven't been great at sensing danger. When it comes to sensing danger, I'm not sure I trust an 81-year-old man who still rides a bike. Oh, do you not like clips that are metaphors? President Biden published an essay on Monday in The American Prospect defending his economic record and challenged President-elect Trump to build on his accomplishments. And if there's one place to call out Trump where he'll be sure to see it, it's an essay in The American Prospect. Is the prospect in yet? Well, you know, bringing it as soon as it gets in. Love the prospect! President-elect Trump announced yesterday he's nominated former NFL player Herschel Walker to be the next ambassador to the Bahamas. Said Walker, "Wow, both of them?" During his press conference on Monday at Mar-a-Lago, President-elect Trump suggested that he would be open to privatizing the U.S. Postal Service and said, quote, "It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Oh, we know. Steaks from an electronics store." President-elect Trump reportedly met yesterday with Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos, and then when the meeting was over, another one just started automatically. It's not really a joke about the news. That's right. Trump met yesterday with the CEO of Netflix at Mar-a-Lago because as president, he gets to hear who Emily ends up with first. I swear I won't tell. According to a new survey, 1/3 of high school seniors said that they have drank alcohol or used marijuana or tobacco in the past month, while the other 2/3 said they prefer the energy and mental clarity that comes with cocaine. Starbucks announced, some light applause for cocaine. Yeah, why not? Starbucks announced this week it's doubled its paid parental leave policy for baristas, while Dunkin' employees are still insisting they're not the father. Mike Scollins wrote that joke. Mike Scollins is a dirtbag from Massachusetts, and he just, refuses to admit that Dunkin' is now a national chain. He still thinks it's, unique to New England. So, apologies to every Dunkin' employee who doesn't work in the New England state. And finally, authorities in California are looking for a thief who allegedly drove a stolen car through the doors of a JCPenney department store and stole jewelry. Police described the suspect as 6 feet tall with brown hair and a very disappointed wife. Couldn't drive through a different door? In a post yesterday to Truth Social, President-elect Trump suggested U.S. statehood for Canada and said, quote, "Many Canadians want Canada to become the 51st state, though I think Trump is just interested in Canada's abundant natural supply of white people." That's right, President-elect Trump suggested U.S. statehood for Canada. Okay, but he's going to be pretty disappointed when he finds out these are the bare naked ladies. So that's a real deep cut. Do you remember them? Do you remember they're from Canada? President-elect Trump had dinner last night with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos at Mar-a-Lago. And they were reportedly joined by Elon Musk, and it was all going great until J.D. Vance messed up their order. President-elect Trump today called on Congress to abolish the debt ceiling and said, quote, "It doesn't mean anything except psychologically. You know, like wedding rings." But who are you sad for right now? After the House Ethics Committee voted in secret to release its report on him, former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz defended himself at a post on X yesterday and said his behavior was, quote, "embarrassing, though not criminal. Just too bad he can no longer use that as a campaign slogan." Two Massachusetts men recently rescued a 20-year-old blind cat that fell through the ice of a frozen lake. Said the cat's owner, "Oh, good, thank you." Good news, the old blind cat's back. A drone show company in Texas recently set a Guinness World Record after it used nearly 5,000 drones to create an image of a gingerbread house in the sky. The record was for most drones shot down by civilians. The USDA announced yesterday that so-called murder hornets have been eradicated in the U.S., unfortunately by the murder spiders. They got knives? So it's not just that it's got like fangs, it actually, all right. Learn a new thing every day about murder spiders. Authorities in Orange City, Florida have warned residents not to approach or feed a loose monkey that has been spotted around town, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably a good idea no matter where you live. No, you can touch that one. We're not in Orange City. Finally, according to a new study, Google searches for penile fracture increased during the holiday season because some of those chimneys are tight.